Well, I think our car, you know, the nice part about being in a store and walking around and just watching what goes on for a weekend or two is you see people come in who are there for a wide range of reasons. I mean, you know, a very wide range of reasons. Some are there because it has lots of room in it. Some of it are because of technology. Some want just because it's electric, and some want it because it goes 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. And so there's this wide cross-section of people who come in and want the car. So, you know, I mean, we have some people who have 5 of them. You know, 5 electric vehicles. I mean, we've got some people who have Roadsters and Model S, and that's their only cars that they have. So I think, you know, there's lots of reasons why people buy different cars. People seem to find a lot of reasons to buy our car. I don't know whether they'll cross over.
Supercharger station.
Yeah.
So you have your own system. So how do you manage or how do you coordinate with the CHAdeMO, the combos?
Adapters.
Adapters. It's appropriate approach by SA. How you use the adapters?
Yeah. What happens is there's so many. It's unfortunate that there isn't a single standard out there right now. Because in North America it's J1772. In Europe it's going to be the Mennekes connector. You know, you got CHAdeMO over in Asia. And so what we have to do is we have to get our car to be able to connect to various ways. Sometimes it's via an adapter, but there's also software and things you have to do on the inside so it can communicate. And so that's what we do. You know, and actually in Europe, the car is actually going to be native to the Mennekes plug. You know, so that you don't need an adapter to be on the vast majority of stations that are over there. The reason why we have our proprietary adapter in North America is because the standard at the time wasn't there, but then on top of that, it couldn't handle the throughput that was necessary to do supercharging. So we had to do our own plug. But with every car, you get a J1772 adapter that you can use at any of the J1772 stations. And we'll do the same thing with CHAdeMO.
Will you do free charging in every country?
I'm sorry?
Will you do the free supercharging in every country?
That's our goal. Yep.
All around Australia?
That's a long way. That's a long way. But see, here's what's nice with Australia, because what I didn't talk about there, because we don't really have a lot of time, you know, you got to talk for 6 minutes and go, is that the goal with supercharging is actually to do it with solar. Okay, so if we put a solar array and it generates, and right now we're starting to install that in the places where we actually have supercharging. So in a place like Australia where there's sun and you've got distances between, the ultimate way to do that is with solar panels that put solar into a battery that then charges to a car whenever it needs it, so it can charge at night and still use solar from the day. So that's how we'll eventually do it.
But there's still a cost with setting up the station.
Oh yeah.
Will it be free charging for the life of the car, 10, 20 years?
Oh, forever. Oh, forever. This is, and our CEO Elon is on record as saying it's free forever on sunlight. You know, I mean we think it's incredibly important to do this because we think that it's part of the reason that people will acknowledge that you can take an electric car and you go on a trip, and you can go for free, and then it's better. And our goal is to make our car better than a gasoline car so that people will adopt it. Because see, that's the problem. The challenge is how do you get people to change? And if they have to compromise to do so, and if they have to settle for something, it's hard to get them to change. But give them a car like this that's an award-winning car that if you ever get behind the wheel, you'll like want one forever. And then you say, oh, and by the way, you can drive all over for free. It's a compelling statement that people will then want to get in the car, and that's the idea.
Where's your store in China?
Pardon me? Beijing.
Beijing?
Yeah.
How many in the U.S. out of 20,000? In the United States?
Some of that's going to depend on China. You know, because.
What's the market look like for you in the United States?
Well, right now what's happening in the United States is, you know, winning the awards that we won, okay, had a big impact on the U.S. But there's another thing that's happening in the U.S. right now is we're delivering a lot of cars. And when we're delivering a lot of cars, people are then going out to dinner with friends and stuff like that. And what we're seeing a defined difference in reservations where we're delivering the most cars. So we think as the year goes on and we deliver more cars in more cities around the United States, reservations in the United States will be strong. But the beauty is, if we have more demand than what we plan for, we just build more cars.